Today I look down at your crown of gold, faint swirls of silken blonde as yet untouched. I reached out a finger, then stopped, afraid to break the perfect lines. Instead, I breathed in your scent, a scent I recognized as ineffably mine. We were mere creatures, you and I, bound together in that room of white, encircled by complex machines poised to save life. But my warmth against yours is the one truth that will endure once all these monuments to human ingenuity have faded. I felt a ripple of energy beneath your wrinkled skin, knitting character and thought at impossible speed. This life I gave you did not ask for, but immediately you ran with it. And I felt you break free in the great relay of life. Today I looked down at your face, afraid to meet your gaze in case you were not yet asleep. Your eyes were open, glowing with something like pity or mirth, as though it were your wish to beam a little of your wisdom into me. Patience, you preached. Patience. You smiled then, a mere 6 days after entering the world, a laser cutting me in two. In that moment, I saw your face as it would be long after I had departed, and wondered then, had the whole map of our lives already been sketched by some mischievous hand? Today I looked down at your perfect fingers, coiled neatly around cold metal, and marveled at how you could derive so much amusement from these pitiless sculptures, with their clanking chains and tubes of steel, arching like rib cages. And you, brightly coloured sprite, the beating heart at their centre. Perhaps such harshness was necessary preparation for the life to come, and it was me who was mistaken, always seeking easy sentiment where none existed. I stood back, anxious to preserve this image of you, the toddling court jester with the perfect comic timing, asserting a right to life and happiness beneath these solemn structures. You were truth, my absolute truth. And yet why could I feel a darkness advancing, unchecked, clouding my vision? Today I looked down on your crown of gold. Flames danced across my face as you clambered about me during a game of wrestling on the parental bed, our much-loved daily ritual. You launched yourself at me and I gathered you into my chest, tumbling backwards with all the drama the situation demanded. For a moment we lay still, and you flooded me with your precious warmth. I clung on for as long as I dared. Momentary relief, hearts beating as one. How much longer? How much tighter could I squeeze before I disappeared inside you, into the light so strong where everything comes from nothing? Your little fist banged on my shoulder, sharp reminder that both wrestlers deserve their moment of glory in the ring. My arms released, and all light was extinguished. Today I looked down on your little red shoes, one heroic foot placed in front of the other. Forward momentum, irrefutable logic in this urban sprawl. I stared at the glass buildings that dwarfed us. Cataract eyes turned with indifference onto the crowds below. Swarming circles of confusion and unknowable ritual. Deliberate barriers to pure experience. Each collision sent fresh ripples, lengthening the distance between us, opening the ground beneath my feet. Were you already lost to this world, which was growing more impenetrable to me with each passing day? Not yet, no. For the warmth of your hand in mine was proof that you and I would endure. Today I looked down at your crown of gold, matted with raging injustice, as you cried foul when I discovered too quickly your new hiding place. Our games of hide and seek were losing their innocence, and you stood before me now, defeated, fledgling shoulders curved beneath the weight of all my failures. But a smile was never far from your lips. You gave so much of yourself, cheerful soul that you were. Though your eyes seemed always tinted by distant tragedy. I wonder, did you already know about the affairs of the world better than anyone? I enfolded your hot little body in mine and we stood silent. A splinter of time, during which you drew the last of the darkness away from me. Today, I look down at your hand, flower blooming, fading silently from view. Our world ended then. Moments before, I had turned my back to you, breathless, afraid you would glimpse the darkness that was settling once more behind my gaze. When I look back, you were way up high, on a ledge, already falling, and I was too late, my love. Too late to reach out and grab you. Your empty shell I now held to my chest, unable to process the mundane transition from being to not being. Energy dispersed too swiftly, from me, from you, into the ether, as if a greedy hand had reached down to reclaim memory and strip it back to its essential component, a pulse of energy. The ripple of your soft skin against mine as we stood locked in embrace 5 years ago, in that room of white. A white so intense it emptied my mind. Today I look down at your crown of gold, streaked with burnished bronze. I reached out to break the lines, but the edges caught my fingers, so coarse these blades of grass, keeping vigil above your final resting place. I breathed in their scent, reached down, all the way down to where the roots coiled, infinite signals in the great relay of life. Today I look down at the fields of wheat, rippling gold beneath the bridge, invisible hand passing through your hair. Were they your fingers I glimpsed, curled around the bridge's railing, pleading for one last death-defying leap? I smiled, turned back to survey the roads below me, glittering like thread in the quilted landscape, seeking to impose order still. I stepped closer to the edge, then stopped, overcome by the desire to reach out and touch your hair one last time. Because I was afraid I would never find you again. Because we made no maps. Because we were physical beings that only existed when we touched. Because it was not the darkness I feared. It was the emptiness inside. Today, I look down at your crown of gold, glittering, so fine, rushing to greet me.